I can't remember a time when I was not hungry, cold, and alone. I hid in the alley I called home, huddled against the cold, waiting for dark so I could go back out looking for food in the trash behind the inns and taverns. It was harder to see the food at night, but there was less competition for the scraps then. Most everyone feared the darkness. But hunger has a way of pushing you past your fears. Tonight it was especially bad. It was raining as well as cold. In my hiding place against the temple wall I was almost dry, or rather, not as wet. I waited under a small overhang for the storm to pass. I hoped it would. The puddles were getting bigger. The storm was louder. The thunder and lightning were getting closer. Lightning struck the temple grounds on the other side of my wall. The thunder was deafening, and the lightning blinding. 2 lightning bolts struck simultaneously in the alley, one blue, the other red. In that moment, the 2 lightning bolts became men. They were hurling lightning bolts at each other, bolts of blue and red. The blue man was singing his chants, and the red man was cursing them. Their singing and cursing intensified, as did their lightning attacks. Neither could penetrate the other's defences. Objects flew around them, stones, pieces of clay pots, debris of all kinds. They threw debris at each other, but still nothing penetrated their shields. They closed on one another, striking at each other with their staffs. Each blocked the other's attack. The lightning and thunder grew more intense. They struck one another with mighty blows, using all their power. Suddenly, a wide band of natural white lightning struck between them and consumed them both. The band of white lightning, wrapped in blue and red streaks, travelled across the water-soaked ground and struck me. My world went from blinding white to sudden darkness.